They say prison changes a person, that it breaks you, then rebuilds you, piece by piece, until you're someone even you don't recognize. I used to think that was just talk, but sitting here, in a cell that smells of bleach and regret, I know it's true. My name's Carla Jennings. I'm 39 years old, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Before all this, I ran a small catering business out of my apartment, Carla's Kitchen. I used to say I could turn hunger into happiness. For a while, that was true. I wasn't always the kind of person who'd end up behind bars. I had a daughter, Maya, smart, full of fire, and a dream that one day I'd open my own restaurant. But dreams in this city cost more than most of us can afford. Rent kept climbing, the gas company wanted deposits, and the city permits were like paying for air. Every week felt like a race I was losing. Then came the day that tipped everything. It was a Friday night in the fall, one of those crisp New York evenings when the air smells like roasted chestnuts and car exhaust. I was catering a private party for a Manhattan lawyer, the kind of man who wore a Rolex that probably cost more than my yearly income. I served the food, smiled politely, and tried not to feel invisible. At the end of the night, I saw him slip an envelope into his coat pocket, a payment meant for the event planner. He left it behind, forgot it. I could have run after him. I could have left it on the table, but I didn't. When I opened it, I saw stacks of $100 bills, $5,000. More money than I'd made in months. My rent was overdue, Maya's school fees were due. My stomach twisted. I told myself I'd pay it back somehow. I told myself he'd never notice. That's the lie that started everything. A month later, I was behind on rent again. I started taking small catering gigs under fake invoices, double charging clients, skimming off cash. I justified it every time. It's survival, I said. Everyone's hustling in New York. But hustling turns into habit, and habit turns into hunger. Then came the job that ruined me. A man named Dante Russo reached out, said he heard about me from a friend, offered me $2,000 to cater a small private poker night in the Bronx. Cash, no questions asked. I needed the money, so I agreed. When I got there, the place didn't look right. Half-lit basement, men in designer jackets, the air thick with cigar smoke and danger. I tried to keep my head down, but halfway through the night, two men started shouting. Guns came out. I ducked behind the counter, heart hammering. When it was over, one man was on the floor, blood pooling beneath him. The cops showed up within minutes. Everyone scattered. I tried to run, but someone had already tipped them off. Turns out, Dante wasn't a friend. He was under investigation. The cops found cash in my bag, part of the night's take. I told them it wasn't mine. They didn't care. The next few months were a blur of court dates, lawyers I couldn't afford, and headlines I couldn't bear to read. Brooklyn caterer caught in illegal gambling sting. That's what they called me. I was sentenced to 6 years for fraud and aiding a criminal enterprise. Me, the woman who just wanted to cook. That was 3 years ago. Now I spend my days in Bedford Hills Correctional Facility. Mornings start at 6 a.m., the clang of metal doors, the shuffle of feet, the roll call echoing down the hallway. I work in the kitchen. Ironic, right? Stirring oatmeal, scrubbing trays, serving meals to women whose stories aren't that different than mine. You'd be surprised how many of us are here because of desperation, not evil. Some stole to feed kids. Some lied to keep a job. Some ran with the wrong people for too long. We all made choices, bad ones, but we're not monsters. Maya visits me once a month. She's 17 now, taller than me, eyes sharper too. The first time she came, she didn't say much, just looked at me through the glass like she was trying to understand who I'd become. I wanted to tell her everything. Every lie, every fear, every regret. But all that came out was silence. the kind that weighs more than words ever could. That's the worst part of prison. Not the food, not the noise, not the rules. It's the silence. The hours between lights out and dawn, when your thoughts are the only thing keeping you company. I replay my mistakes over and over, like a film stuck on repeat. The envelope, the lies, the moment I stopped being me. But I've learned something here, something I never understood before. Redemption doesn't come all at once. It comes in small acts, in teaching another inmate how to bake, in writing letters to Maya even when she doesn't answer, and learning to forgive yourself even when you don't fully believe you deserve it. Sometimes I close my eyes and imagine walking out those gates. I picture Maya waiting for me, holding a cup of coffee from the cart outside the station. I imagine breathing the air of the city. Not the recycled prison kind, but the real thing. No walls, no bars, just sky. When that day comes, I don't know what I'll do yet. Maybe I'll start cooking again. Maybe I'll teach women coming out of prison how to build something honest. Maybe I'll just walk to the Brooklyn Bridge and stand there, letting the wind remind me that freedom has a sound. For now, I wait, I work, I try. Because the truth is, I can't change what I did, but I can change who I am. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough.